Okay, today is May 1st, 2016, and right now at 8:48 p.m. in the foothills of Los Angeles, we have a barometric pressure of 1,014 millibar or 29.94 inches. The temperature is 58 degrees. The relative humidity is 79%, and the dew point is 52 degrees. And right now we're looking at the water vapor loop for the Northeast Pacific. And we can see an area of high pressure that's been installed here off of the coast of Washington and Oregon, and that is preventing this frontal system here, this jet stream flow, from mixing and merging with this developing low pressure sitting right over Nevada and California. This is just starting to spin uh, counterclockwise. We'll take a closer look at that here in a minute. Also, over Southern California, the desert areas, there was a lot of thunderheads and sporadic rain and hail. None of that made it to the coastal regions, though. Um, but we'll take a look at some of these other maps. We have a very strong flow here. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these other maps. We have a transmitter here working on something. We've got high pressure here, which is causing this flow to turn to the north. So we've got all this high pressure off here, off the west coast, that is causing this flow to move north. And then we have a transmitter right in this area. We've got some uh, low pressure indicated up here, and that there is a transmitter right here. We'll take a look at that. Okay, there is the infrared loop. You can see the disruption here in the moisture field from that transmitter. The dark area is disrupting this moisture field. We can see some of this moisture right over Southern California and Central California, right over the High Sierra as well. All right, let's look at the jet stream here next. And we can see where this moisture field is having to turn, make a left turn because there's nowhere to go. We got that high pressure sitting here, and there's even stronger high pressure right up in this area. We do have some flow through California and out to the east and also through Mexico. All right, here's the western U.S. water vapor loop, and we can see what's happening here. They're really pumping this area up. This is a strong area of high pressure, and we have a couple of lows. We've got a couple of lows indicated right off the California coast here, and also we've got this low. We've got a couple of lows right out over the Four Corners states, upper level lows. And we also have a horizontal area of high pressure, an electronic wall, I'll call it that. This is a phased array transmitter has produced this dry area, and that will stop what's happening here. We've got a moisture field that's wrapping around and diving back down, and this here is being built in to prevent all this moisture from feeding what's left of this dual low pressure system sitting over these Four Corner states. And what they're trying to do, the weather forecast, because they're showing a center of high pressure out over the sort of in the central Pacific, and that's apparently, according to the plan, is going to allow some low pressure systems to dive down between this high pressure out here and into Southern California and along the west coast. The problem is that we've got this situation here to deal with all this this wraparound moisture from the jet stream. This is like sort of like untangling a bicycle chain. If you ever tried to do that, this is kind of what they're doing here. We've got low pressure trying to spin here, and if they just let that be, we'll get some rain. But it looks like some of this high pressure is wrapping all the way down, all through this entire area right here. We can see a path all the way through here. All right, let's take a look at some of these other maps. We've got the infrared loop, rainbow map, and we can see that there is some moisture over Central and Southern California. None of that made it out to the coastal areas. We can see that there was a lot of thunderheads today. and some hail, sporadic rain and hail, which is good, but it was nothing, probably not even measurable, maybe a few hundredths of an inch. All right, and that's out in the desert areas too, so um, usually if it rains in the desert, they get a lot of rain, but today was not one of those days. Okay, here's the surface analysis map, and we can see that area of high pressure is centered more out, basically just north of Hawaii. Here's the Hawaiian Islands right here. This 1,031 millibar high is all out here. And so we've got a pathway for these two systems to move down. And that's the plan that the weather people have been talking about. We've got two lows here and a trough that runs, extends all the way from the middle of Washington down into a part of California here. And then there's another trough, I believe, right here. And then there's one over in the just east of the coast of California, Southern California. All right, so the plan is we're supposed to get rain during the week from these systems, but there's that high pressure we were just looking at spinning right up here off of Washington and Oregon to wrap the jet stream up and around. So uh, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Should have gotten rain today, but didn't quite happen. Here's the sea level pressure map. We can see a high centered out over here. And we do have, of course, there's a high right there. And this is that low. There's a low down off of in central Mexico down here. This is all low pressure. Okay, here's the 500 millibar. We can see that high pressure that's been installed right over the northwest, and that's wrapping the jet stream moisture flow around in this manner. We have the two low pressures right here, and we've got a couple lows right here. And all that is being isolated by a area of high pressure throughout this area. That will prevent the jet stream moisture from diving down and mixing with all of that low pressure. Here's the 300 millibar. We can see the two upper level lows. And we've got a high right here indicated. That's why this jet stream moisture is having to make a left turn. Otherwise, it'd be moving right into California. We'd have probably 60, 70 inches of rain by now. Okay, here's the southwest water vapor map. And this is not too revealing, but it does show some development, thunderstorm, thunderhead development down here in the eastern desert areas. Okay, the water vapor map for this particular image didn't turn out tonight. It's corrupted. All right, now here's the SSEC geostationary water vapor map. We can see a lot of chemtrail activity in this view, especially right over in this area. This is part of that low pressure. There's an area right here that's trying to spin, right just inland of the Bay Area. This is trying to spin, but we've got high pressure right here, which means there's probably some windy conditions right in this area. They've got the high pressure right next to this low, and then we have a high pressure right here. We can see that clockwise rotation right here. But we see a lot of chemtrail activity right here, and there's a lot of aerosol spraying going on all throughout this entire moisture field right here. This is the jet stream having to turn left because of this high, and also this high. We've got this moisture field here is moving up and wrapping around. We can see all the chemtrail activity also right up. Let me get the camera tilted up. All through here, it's all aerosolized. Okay, so there's a lot of spraying going on, but right here over California, we had really nice weather, and I made a movie of that, a video, put it up earlier. The natural clouds, which we rarely see, that's a rare sight. Okay, moving out to the west, we can see a lot of aerosols being sprayed all through this moisture field. So it looks like some effort's being made to get some rain into Southern California. That's a good sign. Just have to see what develops next. Let's take a look next at the this is the eastern U.S. water vapor loop, and we can see that what's happening here. We have these there's two low pressures, one here and one over here by the Four Corners states, and then we have this jet stream moisture diving down through Montana, and then we have this dry zone that's been built in, and that's going to prevent these moisture fields from merging. We have something left over here, a low pressure system here that's got a transmitter on it. Neutralized. There's no rotation in this at all, hardly. Okay, let's look at the rainbow loop. It looks like this is all being squashed out. This is a diminishing right before our eyes, right here. That 7.5 hour loop is showing quite a diminishment in this area of low pressure, and the moisture associated with that. Okay, that's pretty much the summary for tonight. We'll just leave it here. Got plenty of weather manipulation going on. Opportunity for rain right here. We've got a high pressure right here and also high pressure right here. And this is just starting to spin counterclockwise, so we'll see what they allow. Okay, that's it.